Alright, hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. My name is Cory, and on today's video, we're going to be following two guys who are no way new to the world of endurance sports. And the two guys I'm talking about are Richie Cunningham and Chris McDonald. Both have been in the world of triathlon for the last 25 or so years, and after retiring from the 140.6 and the 70.3 distance, they've been looking for a new challenge. The two recently completed the rigorous challenge of completing 10 Colorado 14ers in under 24 hours in an attempt to break the FKT, or fastest known time, and world record to do so. The now former world record, or FKT, for completing this challenge was completed by a guy from Michigan in 2018 with a time of 23 hours and 33 minutes. And for those of you who don't know what a Colorado 14er is, there's 58 of them. A Colorado 14er is basically any mountain in Colorado that is considered over 14,000 feet. Also, to consider it a true ascent of a 14er, there has to be at least 3,000 feet of elevation gain. The Colorado 14ers that are actually on the list for the 10 14er challenge are Missouri, Belford, Oxford, Grays, Torrey, Bierstadt, Evans, Democrat, Lincoln, and Bross. And also to let you guys know, we do have a small team to help these guys get to and from each of the 4 trailheads that they'll be completing a group of the mountains at. Now going forward, Rich and Chris also had a specific day in mind that they wanted to attempt this FKT at. So we actually went up to Leadville, Colorado to set up base camp for the day. And then we were gonna get some rest throughout the day and then head up to Missouri Gulch Trailhead for the first set of the 14er challenge. However, as much as they wanted to complete the challenge on this day, the weather wasn't complying at all. And as we watched the weather maps, it didn't seem that they were gonna have the right amount of weather or perfect conditions for the situation at hand. It was at that time that they actually decided to forego the attempt for that day and to wait one more night in Leadville to see if the skies would clear. And it did. The skies cleared, and all the snow that was on the mountains from the night prior melted away. The weather for the next 24 hours was supposed to be perfect, especially for this time of year. The weather was there, and Richie and Chris were ready for what, in my opinion, was one of the greatest feats of endurance sports that I've ever got to see. We then drove out to the Missouri Gulch Trailhead for what was going to be one of the longest nights any of us would ever have to endure. I also just want to take a quick second to thank Erica, Chris's wife, and the rest of the Big Sexy Racing crew and team for supporting them throughout the entire way, but thank you guys so much for making this attempt possible. Alright, without further ado, let's get to the video. This is Chris and Richie's attempt at breaking the world record for completing 10 Colorado 14ers in under 24 hours. Roll that footage.
Having 2 shirts involved. I'll put it in my bag, but or like this.
I'll try this recording.
That's the one you're gonna record the whole thing on?
No, that's we're on Missouri Belford and Oxford again.
Yeah.
One's recording. And Strava. So does that start it though? Oh, not yet.
There you go.
Alright guys, I'm now back at Missouri Gulch Trailhead with the rest of the group. We were able to go up and ascend up to about 10,800 feet from where they're going to start the ascent on the Belford, Missouri, Oxford loop. They started exactly at midnight, so it was really good timing. But now we're just pretty much going to play the waiting game for the next 5 to 5.5 hours. Hopefully it's going to be a little less than that, but we're just going to sit out here, hunker down in the car for a little while, hopefully get some sleep, but we'll be waiting for them when they come back. So we'll be seeing you guys in a little bit. The crew and I just got everything set up in the car so that when they get back, they can kind of just jump in the back, have a place to sleep for a little bit, maybe get some food, ibuprofen, some Gatorade. But for right now, I'm pretty much just gonna wait at the main trailhead here at Missouri Gulch Trail and just make sure I meet them on time here, get them back in the car. And then we're gonna be going over to Grays and Torrey's trailhead for the next 14er. So we'll see you guys there. There you go.
That is the greatest wine customer in the income.
Hey guys, welcome back. We're now at trailhead number 2 for Gray's and Torrey's Peak. We made the drive from Missouri Gulch Trailhead to Gray's and Torrey's Peak via I-70. It's a pretty bumpy ride getting up here, but we had no problems getting up. Made some pretty good time actually. It is now 6:52 a.m. The guys are just getting unloaded in the car and packed up and fueled up right now, so we'll be heading out in here in a few minutes. I'm gonna be pretty much following them up there for a couple miles, try to take as many videos and photos as I can for the first couple miles, and then I'm gonna actually come back to the trailhead and help the gang kind of set up their nutrition and their bed arrangements for when we go to the next trailhead after this one. So we'll be starting this one here in a few minutes. Hey, how long did you fall asleep for?
Probably like half hour, 40 minutes.
All right, I just dropped the boys off. They're right up here. They're gonna go up this traverse over here, do a bunch of switchbacks, and that's the top of Gray's. And then from there, they gotta come down this saddle, go in the middle here, and then come up to Torrey's. After they go to Torrey's, they'll come back down to that saddle, and they'll go right down the middle, and then come right back down. It's about 7:40 a.m. I'm gonna go back down, try to get some stuff ready for them in the car when they get back. So see you guys in a little bit. All right, so that was pretty unexpected in a good way. So after I left the guys at Torrey and Gray's, they told me a cutoff time of about 3 hours that they thought they were gonna do it in. They ended up doing it in about 2 hours and 50 minutes. So I was actually passed out in the back of the car, and I got a knock on the window, and it was Chris. It is currently 10:49 a.m. and we're actually dropping them off just shy of the Bierstadt parking lot by about 1.6 miles, just so they can make that 3,000 feet of elevation gain to actually count the ascent. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go up to the parking lot at Bierstadt, drop these guys off here without packs, and then we're gonna go to the Bierstadt parking lot, meet them with their packs, and then pretty much I'll be riding up to Bierstadt with them, and then when they go to the Sawtooth, I'll be coming back down and just waiting for them. But right now they're crushing their time. I mean, we all pretty much said that they're doing great, but this is kind of unexpected, so we're pretty pumped for these guys right now. All right, here we go.
Gotta be safety for COVID now. Yeah, we know who you're on into.
Yeah, boys. All right, so I'm at the porta potty where we're gonna be meeting the guys and giving them their packs. Also, I just wanna go over the route real quick with you guys. if you look right behind me, right here is Bierstadt. So we're gonna be going through this little willow flat area, going up to the right, doing a bunch of switchbacks, going to the top of Bierstadt, and then they're actually gonna continue on through the Sawtooth, which is right here, go to the back, and then back over here is Evans. After they complete Evans, they're gonna be coming down this hill and going through what's called the Willows, and then coming right back to the trail where we're gonna meet them.
We've been going since midnight. Go. Good for you.
Hey boy, Chris.
What up, bud?
All right, so we just met the guys at the porta potty, got them their backpacks, and now we're gonna be going up to Bierstadt. Let's get it going. Ouch. All right guys, so I just dropped off Richie and Chris at the top of Bierstadt, and they're just starting the Sawtooth Traverse. But I'm gonna go back down to the car right now. But God man, it's crazy what these two are doing, honestly. I mean, if you're watching this video and you think, yeah, it's pretty hard, if you're here watching these guys do this, it's freaking crazy. World-class athletes. I couldn't be more proud of them. I'm excited to see what they do next, and can't wait to see them finish this thing. Let's go, boys. taking off leggings and putting on a pair of shorts after about 14 hours. That was a good call. Hey, what's up guys? Just giving you a little update. I am now back at the car. Just changed a little bit. We are now waiting for them to come down pretty much from Evans because they know by now they got to be done with the sawtooth. So now I'm just back at the car. I had a massive burrito and a coffee thanks to our team. But in the meantime, we're just going to kind of get everything ready for them again for the next go around. This is the last set of 14ers. So we got about a 2-hour drive from Bierstadt Trailhead to Kite Lake Trailhead. That's the 414er loop. A lot of people call it the Decalibron. For this challenge though, there's only 3 that count. So Democrat, Lincoln, and Bross are the only 3 that count, and they're the last 3 that they need. So for now, we're just gonna kind of hang out at the car, wait for them to come back, and then by the time we leave, depending on when they get back and the 2-hour drive to get to Kite Lake Trailhead, they're gonna finish in the dark. So we got all their batteries charged up for their headlamps and all that stuff. Stay tuned. Good job, boys. So the boys just made it back to Bierstadt Trailhead. They have to go back down another 1.6 miles on the road to get that loss of descent to make it count for a full 14er. So we are in the car right now, and we'll be picking them up in about 1.5 miles, and then from there we'll be going to Kite Lake Trailhead, which is about 2 hours away, but we'll see if we can make better time. All right, so we're at Kite Lake Trailhead. This is the last group of the day. What time is it? It is currently 6:18. The guys want to do this the right way, so they actually started like 2 miles down the road to make sure that Democrat was a 3,000-foot elevation gain. This is the last one of the day. They have until 11:20 to beat the record, so they got plenty of time. Hope you feel well rested on the way here. And let's put this one in the bag. I'm probably just going to do Democrat with them, so I'm going to go up here, start at Kite Lake. They're already behind me, but I'm going to meet them here. We're going to go past this lake, go up Democrat and the switchbacks, and then go up here to the top. And then just since there's not enough lighting, I'm probably going to come back down to the saddle, and I'll probably just come back down, and then they're going to continue on over to Cameron, which doesn't count, but Lincoln does, which is back behind here. And then they're gonna make their way over to Bross. And then they got a nice little scramble the whole way down on the way home, but this is the end. Right on. Hour and 5 minutes at the top of Democrat. Plan now, I'm going back to the saddle, and I'm gonna let these boys finish it off. I'm gonna meet them back down to the car. Let's bring it home. I also just want to give a quick shout out to my girlfriend's just climbed Democrat. I know that was one of your first ones, the first one you did, and it was one of the first ones we did together. So I just want to say I love you, I'm thinking about you. I can't wait to see you in a couple hours here. So it's currently 9:17 and we just noticed their headlamps on the top of Bras. So they're at the top of Bras. All I have to do is come down and it's 9:17. The record is 23 hours and 23 minutes. It's 9:49 and here they are. Good job, guys. Good job. Boy, Richie, that boy.
Finish. 1, 2, 3.
That's it. That is it.